My name is Sofia. I am 29 years old. I work as a secretary at Sterling Law Firm. I have worked here for 5 years now. My boss is Mr. James Carter. He is 42 years old and the best lawyer in the city. Everyone respects him. Everyone fears him too. Mr. Carter is very strict. He wants everything perfect. He does not accept mistakes. When I first started working here, I made many mistakes. I was so scared of him. But I learned quickly. Now I am the only secretary who has worked with him for more than 1 year. All the others quit. They say he is impossible to work with. But I understand him. Behind his strict face, there is a good man. He works 16 hours every day. He fights for people who cannot fight for themselves. He takes cases that other lawyers refuse. He never loses a case. That is why he is so demanding. One Monday morning, everything changed. Mr. Carter came to the office looking very different. His suit was wrinkled. His tie was loose. His eyes were red. I had never seen him like this before. He walked straight into his office and closed the door. I heard him talking on the phone. His voice was angry and then sad. After 2 hours, he called me. I walked into his office. Papers were everywhere. Coffee cups covered his desk. He looked at me and said, "Sofia, I need you to cancel all my meetings for this week." I was shocked. Mr. Carter never cancels meetings. Never. I said, "Sir, you have the Morrison case on Thursday." He said, "Cancel everything." Then he put his head in his hands. I did not know what to do, so I asked, "Sir, are you okay? Can I help you with something?" He looked up at me. For the first time in 5 years, I saw tears in his eyes. He said, "My daughter is in the hospital. She has cancer, stage 4. The doctors say she has maybe 3 months left. She is only 16 years old." My heart broke. I did not even know he had a daughter. Mr. Carter never talked about his personal life, ever. I said, "I am so sorry, sir. Is there anything I can do?" He said, "No, there is nothing anyone can do." I left his office, but I could not just cancel the meetings and do nothing. I knew how important the Morrison case was. A young mother was fighting for custody of her children. If Mr. Carter did not show up, she would lose. I made a decision. I called Mr. Carter's best friend, another lawyer. I explained everything. David agreed to take the Morrison case. Then I started organizing everything else. I rescheduled meetings, I contacted clients, I explained the situation without giving too many details. I worked until midnight for 3 days straight. On Thursday morning, Mr. Carter came back to the office. He looked terrible. He had not slept. He walked to my desk and said, "Sofia, what happened with the Morrison case?" I said, "David handled it. He won." Mr. Carter stared at me. He said, "You organized all of this?" I said, "Yes, sir. I also rescheduled all your meetings next month. All your clients understand. They send their prayers for your family." Mr. Carter sat down in the chair next to my desk. He started crying right there in the office. I had never seen him cry before. He said, "Thank you, Sofia. You saved me this week. You saved my reputation. Most importantly, you helped Mrs. Morrison when I could not." I said, "Sir, you have given 5 years to this firm. You have helped hundreds of people. Now let me help you." For the next 3 months, everything changed. Mr. Carter spent every day at the hospital with his daughter, Emily. I managed the office. I worked with David and other lawyers to cover all the cases. I visited Mr. Carter at the hospital every evening. I brought him food because he forgot to eat. I brought him files to sign. I brought him clean clothes. Slowly, I got to know Emily. She was beautiful and brave. Even though she was dying, she smiled. She made jokes. She talked about her dreams. She wanted to be a writer. One day, Emily said to me, "Sofia, thank you for taking care of my dad. He talks about you all the time. He says you are the strongest person he knows." I said, "Your dad is the strong one." Emily smiled and said, "No, you do not understand. My dad built walls around his heart after my mom died 10 years ago. He never let anyone in, but he let you in. You matter to him. Those words stayed with me. 2 months later, Emily passed away. It was a Tuesday morning. Mr. Carter called me crying. I left work immediately and went to the hospital. I held his hand while he cried. I went to the funeral. I helped him with all the arrangements. Mr. Carter did not come back to work for 1 month. When he finally returned, he was different. He was quieter, sadder, but also kinder. He said please and thank you. He asked people how they were doing. He smiled sometimes. One Friday evening, everyone had left the office. Only Mr. Carter and I remained. He came to my desk with an envelope. He said, "Sophia, I want you to read this." Inside was a letter. It said, "Sophia, for 5 years, you have been more than my secretary. You have been my support, my helper, my friend. When Emily was sick, you became family. You showed me that it's okay to need people. You taught me that strength is not about doing everything alone. I want to offer you a new position. I want you to be my partner in this law firm, not my secretary, my equal partner. You have earned it." I looked up at him with tears in my eyes. I said, "Sir, I am not a lawyer. I cannot be your partner." He said, "You don't need to be a lawyer to be a partner. You understand people. You solve problems. You care about justice. That is what matters. And please stop calling me sir. Call me James." That day, my life changed completely. I became partner at Sterling Law Firm. James taught me everything about law. I studied at night and got my law degree 2 years later. James and I built the firm together. We helped hundreds of families. We won cases that seemed impossible. People said we made a great team, and they were right. But more than that, we became best friends. James taught me about law. I taught him about life. 7 years after Emily died, James and I were working late one night. He looked at me and said, "Emily was right about you. You are the strongest person I know, and the kindest. Thank you for saving my life." I smiled and said, "You saved mine too, James. You gave me a chance when I was just a secretary. You saw something in me that I didn't see in myself." That's my story. I started as a scared secretary. I became a partner. But the real gift was not the title or the money. The real gift was finding a friend who became family. If you liked this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.